So, last week I was offered a job teaching English in Japan. Okay, it happens. Why would you be interested? Well, for one thing, I'm a non-native speaker, and I'm from Serbia, which is in Europe, but outside the European Union. And I'm 31. So, if you're anything like me, and especially if you're from Eastern Europe too, but dream about the red circle flag, please follow my story. Hello again, and officially welcome to my channel. As I said, I'm a non-native, non-EU English speaker, soon-to-be teacher in Japan. Well, I'm not actually in Japan right now, but that's kind of the point of these videos. But you'll see what I mean. Anyway, let's get started. While deciding what I should do with my life after my BA, I applied to like a gazillion master's programs all across Europe. Well, 4 actually, but that's beside the point. Anyway, I got accepted to all of them, but failed to get scholarships and or funding at the same time. Now, a lot of you are going to say things like, hey, I'm from insert name of country. Schooling here is free! Yes it is! For EU nationals! For me, it costs around 25,000 euros per year, and that's just for tuition fees. So, yeah. Anyway, after all those failed attempts, I started looking up various job opportunities around the world, both on websites of impeccable standing and on those of questionable merit. And this was about 6 or 7 months ago. At the same time, I discovered the YouTube world of J-vlogging. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the term, it stands for Japan Video Vlogging. Now, I've always been fascinated with the land of the rising sun, and these videos were a really cool way to spend the time and at the same time learn something new and interesting. I noticed something actually while watching all those people from around the world. Lots of them were in Japan teaching English on a working holiday visa. Now, I've never heard about this before in my life, so obviously I immediately decided to look it up on the website of the Japanese Embassy in Serbia and the Japanese Immigration Bureau. And lo and behold, Serbia does not have that option. But then I heard about the JET, or Japan Exchange and Teaching Program, offered by the Japanese government, which employs assistant language teachers from a buttload of countries, including those where English is not normally spoken. So, naturally, I looked up their website too, and indeed, there is a long list of countries participating in the program. There's France, Germany, Russia, Peru, Spain, Ghana, Kenya, Tonga, Samoa, Palau, but no Serbia. Hey. So basically at this point I'm screwed, and watching all my hopes just sort of slinky down the gutter. So, just for the heck of it, I decided to Google English in Japan, teaching English in Japan, and the like. And I got a lot of results, and basically they were all either people's blogs or websites of English conversation schools, which in Japanese are called eikaiwa. So I opened like 5 at a time in different tabs and skimmed through the job requirements. Must be a native speaker, must be a native speaker, must be a native speaker, must be a native speaker or have native like proficiency, must be a native speaker, whoa. Or have native like proficiency? Hello! Basically, I ran into one of the rare eikaiwas which will hire non-native English speakers from around the world, provided of course they meet a set of predetermined criteria. Now, I can't really tell you which school I applied to, so don't ask, but if you do a bit of research online, you'll find it too. Anyway, I read through their website and decided I have nothing to lose. So I wrote down some basics about myself in their apply here field and hoped for the best, which actually happened. I got a reply and a request to submit my CV and further documentation. So, that is what my story is going to be about. If you want, you're welcome to follow me, almost in real time, as I struggle with the bureaucracy and challenges of organizing my journey and, quite possibly, my new life. I hope that this channel will inspire more people who might be in love with Japan but are under the impression that it's too complicated or too expensive to go, live and or work there, to open up their minds to all the possibilities around them and not be limited by what they read online or hear from their friends, because sadly a lot of information on the internet really is obsolete. Next time I am going to talk about the interview process, and then later on about different types of documents that you would need to put together in order to support your visa application. So bye for now, and stay tuned.